said, 3 months away. We are, 12 weeks away from even thinking about it right now, making any sort of a direct, we are still probably, 2 months away from even thinking about anything with that. You got any ideas which way I should go? Put it down in the comments. I'm cool with that. If you live in my neck of the woods and are interested in maybe doing something, hey, let me know. We'll figure it out. I don't know. And if you're like, White County. The other thing I could do is go up towards like the Twin Cities and then take the Great River Road down to at least St. Louis. Take that, East St. Louis. Is that East St. Louis? Is there any other St. Louis? Whistle stop, which means we're coming into Monon, and that's a good thing. Come down at 13% fuel, which means, yeah, she's going to be like, "Hey, you get fuel now, asshole. You'll fuel now. You'll fuel now." Be back in a second. Did my battery die? Probably. Well, you're still going blinky blinky. Okay, so we got gas. We'll put on the heated ones just because my fingies were getting cold. Probably try to take a little different way to get home, but probably try to go all the way to the house just because we can. I don't know if it's going to work or not, but we're going to try. Kickstand's up, we good. We'll go around and back. Yeah, I got the heated ones. I wish I had just my insulated winter gloves on. That would be perfect, but, you know, that's fine. This is fine. So, yeah. I'm hoping the audio is still working. We'll find out when I get home in about an hour and change. The only bad thing with these gloves is they're not as dexterous. I don't know. I can't know. I'm an idiot. As you know, the thinner ones, but they're way more insulated. They actually are heated. Should I need them? I don't think I will. I think I just need the insulation, really. It's not good. I am curious to see what the footage looks like when I get home and get a chance to, you know, move everything. See, I don't get it. I don't know. I might have come this way, going the other way. When I was trying to get over last Sunday, last Saturday, whatever day it was last weekend when I was out riding. The day that I lost all my video because I'm an idiot. Yesterday for me, the paid part, you know, it went fine, no issues. We start for real on Tuesday, assuming the weather cooperates, which it looks like it, man, 50-50. We're in this weather pattern right now where we get nice for 2 or 3 days, then we have a big cold front with a line of storms comes through and drops us 30 degrees. So, yeah, it's going to be damn near 80 tomorrow, and then, you know, Tuesday it'll be, you know, mid-70s, but we'll have some storms in the afternoon, and then Wednesday will be back down around 50. That's just the weather pattern we're in right now. Welcome to late May, or late March, early April in northwestern Indiana. Ah, god damn. Oh, it just hit. Woo. But yeah, all right, that's better. My fuel need to get to Sturgis and back with the truck is right about changing time zone. My fuel budget needed to get from the house to Sturgis and back is about 200 to 220 gallons of fuel. It's right around 2200 miles, thereabouts. And I plan at 10 miles a gallon. Now, I expect my actual fuel mileage to be a little bit closer to about 11, but, you know, you plan at 10, that way you've got a little bit of wiggle room built in. I initially planned at a budget of around 4 1/4 a gallon. Well, right now it looks like fuel might be closer to $5 a gallon. So that would make my fuel budget go from about, what? Oh god, I'm going to try to do math on camera. Assuming I had 200 gallons at 4 1/4 a gallon would have been, oh god, 850. Let's call it $900, right about. A little more than that, but yeah, right about $900. At $5 a gallon, my fuel budget goes from $900 to $1,100. So, I mean, it is significant, but it's not the end of the world. Maybe I don't buy something for the bike. Maybe I don't buy, you know, maybe I'm a little bit more stingy at the casino. Maybe, you know. But there's also probably a good chance that within, you know, depending on how the mess in Iran ends, that, you know, within probably a week and a half to 2 weeks after it's over, you see the price of crude collapse back to $70, $75 a barrel. And then you also see, within the next 3 to 4 weeks after that, you see the price of gas get back down, you know, let's say regular ends up back around